Alright, hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of the Aurora4x Let's Play. In this episode we have quite a few changes to implement. I have several in-game characters to rename after members of our Discord who decided that they wanted to roleplay. I have 2 scientists and a naval officer to rename. We also have a bunch of bills and motions that have been passed by our new Senate as to what is going to happen this episode. Mainly the construction of a jump stabilization station to be used for the Lagrange points around Sol, as well as the actual jump points to other systems once and only once we deem those systems secure, which will likely be Balasar. As the other major motion this episode is the colonization, or at least to begin colonizing, one of the planets in the system, as well as renaming it to, well, you'll see soon. So we're going to start working on that. We also have 2 other motions passed, which are a little bit more RP only. We have the Space Warfare Codification Act, which is, at its core, a document specifying the differences between a naval vessel, or should I say naval military vessel, and a naval civilian vessel, and what exactly are the rules for each one. Stuff like a civilian vessel must not be the first vessel into an unknown system. Civilian vessels can only be armed with closed defensive weaponry. They have to have their transponders on. Stuff like that. Which reminds me, at some point I need to turn on the transponders for all of our cargo fleet, our colony fleet, the tugs and stuff, because those are all civilian vessels. The science ships are technically going to be considered military vessels, as they will not have their transponders on, as they will be used to investigate new systems. But we'll get to that when we get to that. First, before we forget, I'm going to do some renaming. So first, I need to rename a commander of a survey, as the person in question would like to roleplay as a science officer aboard one of our ships. So I'm going to rename, you know what? You are already, right, you're young and in excellent health, with a pretty good starting promotion score. I mean, like you have, where was it? 507. Who had 700? Oh, wow. That is. Lacks communication skills, patient, distant, partisan. So that is great skills, but the traits are a bit... I'll go for him, because the traits are better, and he still has decent promotion score. So we are going to rename you into, where is rename? Rename, you are going to be Commander, let me find this so I can spell it right, Kane Mitchells. And when we get the chance, you are going to be assigned to our newest survey vessel, which will be constructed shortly. I also have 2 scientists to rename. Both of the Discord members that would like to RP as scientists wanted to do power and propulsion. So I'm going to just find 2 of you. Kinga. Right, the one who has basically been carrying our power and propulsion since the loss of Taylor. I'm going to rename you to be Dr. Clark. Is that Clark with an E? It is. It's Clark with an E. And the other one, Professional, Patient, and Conservative. What are Clark's? You're a survivalist, you do not accept change easily, and you're a science fiction buff. That checks out. Professional, patient, and conservative. So you are going to be renamed into Darnell Avogadro. Okay, so that is the renaming of all of our RP players for now. Anyone else who would like to, feel free to hop on the Discord if you're not already, and just send me a message saying, hey, I'd like to be a science officer, or I'd like to be a scientist in the field of kinetic weaponry. Do we have any? No. Okay, so you can't do that, because we still don't have any. Anyway, without further ado, let us begin. So, as per, I'm just going to go down in the order they were passed. First, we have the motion for the immediate construction of a jump point stabilization station, which means I need to find jump point stabilization module 180. We do not currently have any free research facilities. It doesn't look like any of them will be done 1028. The first one will be done in a year. Are we building any more? We are. So the next, as soon as the first one's built, I will have it assigned to stabilization stations. So since we can't do that immediately, the next one is the Balasar Expansion Act to facilitate economic growth, the immediate establishment of a colony in the Balasar system, including the beginning of mining and terraforming operations. Terraforming operations. Yeah, that's going to take a while. As well as the construction of a colony ship. We already have colony ships. Capable of transporting new colonists to Balasar A1. So let's pull up Balasar, which we remember from last session. Last episode, we had great minerals over here by the second star, and we had an amazing planet over here in Balasar A1 to colonize, with one exception. It's tidal locked, which means it can only support 29.7 million people. Now, while that's fine for a colony, if this is to become a major planet, you know, an actual colonized planet, a civilized planet, that's not going to cut it. So we may end up supplementing that with orbital habitats eventually, but I think 29 million is plenty to start with. And it only has a 2 colony cost, which means that it's basically already livable. I mean, we need to remove the... What's the biggest issue? Breathable atmosphere. We need to remove the carbon dioxide. That is way too much carbon dioxide. We need to pump in more oxygen. And we need to raise the temperature a bit. Honestly, thickening the atmosphere should raise the temperature on its own. And then if that doesn't do it enough, it's not too hard to add in a little bit more. Just a little bit more of... I forget the name of the gas off the top of my head, but to heat it up. Oh, it's almost entirely covered in ice. We're actually going to have to remove that, because if we flood the entire planet, yeah, we're not going to be able to live underwater. Humans don't live underwater. Problem is, that's actually going to take a while, and this 2.0 doesn't take into account that I had to remove a significant amount of water. But that doesn't affect the colonization, that affects the max pop, so maybe that'll go up when that goes down. I don't know. In the meantime, we are to create a colony there. I'll just do that now, it doesn't mean anything at the moment. And we are to rename that colony Emperor's New Groove. Don't ask me why. That was the name decided by the Senate. And the system is to henceforth be known as where do I rename system, is to now be known as Emperor's Groove. All right. Oh, it automatically renames all of the planets. Lovely. So now we have Emperor's New Groove 3, Emperor's New Groove 3, Moon. Honestly, I can't even see it. It's getting cut off. 1, 2, whatever. We won't be able to actually start shipping colonists in there yet because we can't get our colony ships through the jump gate until... Does it rename the jump point? It does rename the jump point. All right. In which case, we come to the next act, the Homefront Protection Act, which is really going to be probably the first one that we actually start working on this episode. All inhabited systems connected to Sol via jump point, as well as Sol itself, have no fewer than 23,000 tons of battle-ready military fleet. As well as at least one colony in every system connected to Sol must have manufacturing facilities capable of supporting said fleet. So that's probably going to be the first one, because once that's done, we can send them into the new system, make sure it's secure, stabilize the jump point, and start sending in our freighters and colony ships. So that's probably going to be what we start doing this episode. So if we're going to work on Navy, let's see, we're working on missile launchers. I'm also going to need to bump up the engine power modifier if we're going to get an actual Navy going. So we should probably work on the jump drive. Although if we stabilize the system, I don't actually need a jump drive just yet. Okay, so once these are done, I will start working on the Navy. So let's let that run. Oh, well, I can do something right now. Final motion is to organize a modern survey command. Okay, so what we're going to do is first, we're going to create a long string of survey commands capable of stacking bonuses. So first we have survey command, which I already have one, whatever. And then underneath that we have the survey chief of staff. Underneath which we have the Deep Space Survey Department. Under which we have the blank liaison office, which the blank will be the ship name. So let's see, so far I have two. So I have the Paul Dirac liaison. That's not office. Also have the Taylor Field liaison office, and a third one to be built later. So we're going to take you, we're going to go there, you are going to go there. I can delete the view. And now we are going to assign people to those ranks. I have already been informed by the Senate who they would like in office. So for Vice Admiral of, or Admiral of the Survey Command, we have recommendations. Taylor Chadwick, Rear Admiral. Rear Admiral Taylor Chadwick with 75 crew training and no Yeah, probably because we don't have anyone with survey. But you have good crew training, you also have good logistics, as well as political reliability, and you're a good judge of character. So I guess that qualifies you for Admiral of Survey Command. For Chief of Staff, we have Commodore. What was the recommendation? Recommendation: promote Commodore Harrison Todd. I don't see a Harrison Todd. I don't see a Harrison Todd anywhere. Is he a line captain? Or captain? He might have died between last episode and this one. Alright, in which case, for Chief of Staff, we're just going to do whichever Commodore has the highest survey, which is Audrey Bernard. Subjective, friendly, and 31% survey. So you are going to be assigned to our Chief of Staff. For the Deep Space Survey Department, we have Line Captain. Recommendation is Isabel Conway. Yeah, I don't see that either. So I think a lot of people must have died between when they made this list and now. Alright, in which case, for Line Captain, Cowardly and Partisan, you're not actually going to be flying any ships, so I guess that's not the worst case. We have a 20% survey for you. Momira Jacek, you are assigned to that. For Captain of the Paul Dirac Liaison Office, the recommendation is Gloria Says Peralta. Again, not on my list. Whatever. Masood Forouhar with a 30%. Ooh, lovely. You're going to be liaison for the Paul Dirac. And Nezad Magban, imagine a good motivator. Lovely. You are going to be liaison for the Taylor Field. Which, I believe I now also need to assign commanders to. Evelyn Neilvuhenes, you can take the Taylor Field. And no, I don't want someone cowardly in charge of my ships. I'm okay with you being aggressive as a captain, you know, as long as you're not, like, cruel about it. Also, you have some great things. Give you a little bit of experience, and you could be great to lead, like a forward command, maybe 15% reaction, fighter operations, fighter combat. You could be great as like a wing leader. Alright, fine. I also need science officers. Kane Mitchells, I guess you're getting assigned early. You're going to go there. And you're going to go there. And now that that is all taken care of, we should have nice stacking bonuses. I mean, it won't actually show it anywhere, but we should have nice stacking bonuses from that. That is good. Now, we are going to wait until some of that research finishes so we can start designing our first combat ship and make sure that no one murders us as we try to colonize the Emperor's Groove. So we're going to let that run. Oh, I'm getting yelled at. Oh, because the ships didn't have captains, everyone is technically one rank lower than they should be. Alright, I can solve that pretty easily by just promoting everyone one level. Naval Command, who do you have? Oh, whoops. Who do I have assigned to you? Rear Admiral, you need to be a Vice Admiral, so promote. Chief of Staff was Audrey, you need to be a Rear Admiral, promote. Commodore, who did I put? I put Jacek, you need to be a Commodore. Then I had captains. Masad and Berzad, you need to be promoted to line captains. Okay, now everything should be good. Now you can stop yelling at me that everyone's too. Run. Unrest is rising on Venus. I know. I'm working on getting that military ready. Wow, this has been slowed down a lot. I wonder if the AI is doing something. It's probably all of the... Wait, where are you taking people to? Also... Uh-oh. Yeah, so there are currently people trying to live on the surface because we've run out of room. And obviously, they can't live on the surface of Venus because, well, it's hell. Hell. Venus is hell. So I am going to quickly order some new orbital habitats. Also, now that we've gotten that, someone start jump point 180. Morgan Walker, start jump point 180. In the meantime, Earth needs to... I don't have anything free. So I'll take about 12% from each. Then I'll put 25 in the construction of, let's see, each one holds, what was it, 600? 600,000, I'll give you another 1.8 million. That should tide you over. That's going to take a year. Fine. Let's let that go. Yeah. Oh, overcrowding. Yeah, I am aware of this. The Prosperity has finished her overhaul. Prosperity, you know what? You were great, but I can't refit you to the new Taylor class because it's too different. I can't refit you, so I'm going to scrap you, I think. Very sorry about this, but you know, it's not scrapping, it's decommissioning. You're being decommissioned. It'll only take a couple months. It makes sense. You're being decommissioned, Prosperity. I'm very sorry. Science team has missile launcher reload rate 5. Great. I just want to get to 6 because I believe 6 should be able to launch a size 6 missile every 15 seconds, I think. How long will that take you, though? It's 30,000 to get there. I'll take you... No, not worth it. I need someone who specializes in this. Alright, fine. In the meantime, Dr. Clark, please take 17 of those 35 research labs and start working on bumping up my power modifier. Let's see, jump point stabilization, power modifier, sensors. I think that will be everything we need to get our Oh, I should probably start working on some armor so that I can armor my ships without it having to weigh, 200 tons for every level of armor. And then once that runs out, we can actually build a ship. What is our current size limit? 25. Well, I'm not just going to do one ship that covers the whole thing, so it's probably going to be 12,000 ton. I'm not sure if that really qualifies as a heavy destroyer or like a light, probably a destroyer. We'll make 12,000 ton missile destroyers. And then we'll do 3 of them in each system. Oh, I still have 8 left. They did say terraform the planet. What else can I do? Damage control. I would like to have damage control in my navy. Right, we are almost ready to not colonize. We're almost ready to start working on a military. Dr. Clark, please. Maximum engine power of 1.5. Unrest is rising Venus. A new orbital habitat is finished. Where's my tug? You go to the space station. There's only the one ship, so just grab that one. And then go to there. And if I do it like that, it should automatically add it to the fleet, I believe. Did it? It did. Alright, so now at least you should stop complaining about overcrowding. And you're already sending more people to Venus. Yay! Why? Stop doing this, please. I'm already dealing with overcrowding. You don't need to send more people to Venus. Slipway added to Pegasus. Your naval officer. Ooh, intelligence. You could be an intelligence officer. If we had aliens to shoot at. I mean, not shoot at. That would be breaking the Codification Act. Definitely not shoot at. To peacefully interact with and talk to. That is what I meant to say. Why would I shoot at aliens? That would be breaking the rules of engagement. Unless they shoot at us first. In which case we don't need intelligence. Civilian mining operation, which means that basic something has already been completed. It says that, but then it doesn't actually show up. Alright. It's established on a Coma Sola. I think that's an asteroid? Or is it a comet? I don't know. I could always buy from them, or I could tax them. Although, it's my racial tax. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to stick on taxing them. Alright. Let's let this run. Political bonus, ship construction. Okay, another habitat. And engine power 1.75. Lovely. We're going to grab you. You're going to grab 2.0. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. Probably because, yeah. When fuel efficiency, you want less power. The power modifier, I think, is a square. What's the formula when doing engines? Power modifier to the 2.5 power. You're right. So doubling the power more than quintuples, I think is the word, the fuel use. So, on the other hand, having the power significantly saves on fuel. So if you want to save on fuel, the name of the game is to reduce the power. But if you want your Navy to be able to get anywhere in a reasonable amount of time, you need to boost the power. So you are going to grab that, and you're going to leave it there. Really? That was fast. thought it usually took longer than that. Whatever. Let's see. That arm will be done in 29. I'd like to get higher than that, but we've put off so long. I really need that Navy going. Damage control is going to take too long, so I'll nix it for now. Alright, so once the active grav strength is done in 30, I will start designing a ship and some missiles to go with it. You have retired, you weren't doing anything. 8 inactive labs. If any of you use more labs, you can use 8 more labs. How convenient. And I'll just have new labs assigned to you as they get built. Yeah, so in 1030, when the active grav sensor is finished, I will start working on a Navy. Prosperity scrapped at Earth. Intact components, fuel, and maintenance supplies have been recovered. So long, Prosperity. You were a good ship. Scientist Morgan Walker has been awarded the Research First Class based on completed 5 research projects. Morgan Walker has completed Jump Point Stabilization 180. What would it take to get to 150? 10,000. How long would that take you, Morgan? Where are you? There you are. Take you just over a year. I'll do that. And then we can start working on the Navy and the station at the same time. Landing operation, Scientist London. Alright, so that's the last of the orbital habitats to put in place around Venus. Hopefully you can stop complaining that you don't have any room, and that will last you for a fair bit. See, that took much longer. I don't know why the other... Oh, maybe the orbits were matched up. Venus. You can hold 4.2 million. You currently only have 3.6. I might want to restrict you just because... No, that will stop trade. However, I could say that Earth is stable and is not a best source of colonists because, frankly, if you send any more people to Venus, I'm going to start running out of room again. And I don't have time to be constantly building more habitats. Alright, let's let you go. We're waiting until 10:30. Power modifier 2. Fine. I'm going to leave you at that. Clark, start working on the next reactor, just for long term. What am I waiting for? 32. It'll take you even longer than after that to get to 50% with... So you're working at 100... you have 150% bonus. So you're working at more than double the base speed, that means. It's 250% of the base speed, if my math is going right, total. Which is amazing. Dr. Clark, truly Taylor's successor. Maybe you were his protege. Research completed, high-density duranium armor. If I can get this done before the grav sensor, then I'd like to grab it. But if not... No. It's going to take too long to get to composite. Composite? I don't know. Whatever. So then, what do I do with these 10 labs? How about I give 2 to you? So you'll finish a little bit earlier, July of 1030. And we'll start working on... I really need someone in missile and kinetics, or this is going to be a very bad time. How about you start working on jump drive efficiency for the next generation of deep space survey ships. They'll be lighter and can go farther if I can get that efficiency up. But that, again, for the Navy, at least for now, doesn't matter because I'm going to stabilize the system and send the fleet in to secure it. Let this run until we're waiting for July of 10:30. Oh, a lot of people just got medals for being here for probably 30 years. Oh yeah, because we started in 1000, now it's 1030. April, May, we're going till I believe it's a July, June, July. Okay, now, so then tomorrow. Literally the next day. Why did it not? Oh, because it happens in ticks of 5 days for because of the where was it? Construction cycle or whatever we called it was, even though it technically will only take 1 day, it only ticks every 5 days, or I think it's set to like 5 days or something. Okay, so now we're good to start working on a navy. So first things first, we're going to construct a missile destroyer. New ship class. And our size limit is 12,000, which is a little bit small, but hopefully, since I don't have to include a jump drive, I should be able to do this and keep it under 12,000. So we're going to name this since I wasn't given a name by the Senate, we are going to go with, let's see, it's a patrol ship, lightly armored. It's really just designed to be there and reassure our citizens that we're not leaving them high and dry. No, there's not enough names on that list. We are going to name it after... Nope. You know what? We're going to name it after famous people from humanity's history. Just because there's plenty of here, and I can't think of a better one. So this is going to be the... Lightly armored, meant to just kind of be there. Oh, I wonder if Leonidas is here. Leonidas of Sparta. For those of you who know the story, or for those of you who don't know the story, the Spartans held off, 300 Spartans held off, well, delayed, they all died in the end, something like a bajillion Persians. Okay, not actually a bajillion Persians, but you know, a ridiculously outsized army just completely stopped them in their tracks before eventually dying. So we're going to name you the Leonidas class missile destroyer, because the hopes are that you, small though you are, will be able to hold off at any potential hostile fleets long enough for us to mobilize a more appropriate-sized fleet. So you're going to be the Leonidas missile destroyer, and we are going to name you after famous people, which should be up here by F. F. F-A. Famous people. All right, so for those of you that have never heard of it, there is a lovely program out there that is available on Aurora's Discord. They do have a Discord called A4X Calc. It looks like this. What you do is you enter, well, you can do this for both missiles and ships. You enter your desired ship size, you enter your tech level, you entered the desired speed, the desired range, what percentage you would like to dedicate, and it will tell you how much what engine to design and how much fuel to give your ship in order to meet these requirements. So it's going to be I'm going to do this off screen just so it doesn't take up all the room. We want a 12,000 ton missile destroyer, desired speed of Listen, we're only using magnetoplasma right now, so let's not be too greedy. Let's say 6,000 kilometers a second would be good. Desired range, it just needs to be able to patrol a system. So let's give it 80 billion kilometers. It needs to have a military-style engine. Optimize. So according to this, I should make an engine of size... Oh, sorry, I need to adjust my technologies. We are using magnetoplasma. Minimum power boost is 0.3. Maximum power boost, I think, was 0.2. Yeah, it was, sorry, not 0.2, it was 2.0. Fuel efficiency is 0.5. And our armor is high density duranium. Okay, now optimize. Yes, so I should have an engine of size. Under this 43. Engine power of 105%. And then 2 of these should be able to propel a 12,000-ton ship at just over 6,000 kilometers a second. This is going to be the... I'm going to name it after the ship because it was specifically designed for that ship. The Leonidas, that's not how you spell Leonidas, but I can rename it in a minute. The Leonidas Magneto Drive. Alright, so 2 of those should be able to propel the ship at the desired speed. You will also, oops, I shouldn't have closed that, need missiles. So we're going to design a missile now. So the calculator can do the same thing for missiles. You can ask it to maximize accuracy, speed, or range, or damage. We're going to maximize, let's see, we aren't going to be firing a lot of missiles at a time because our reload rate is just not high enough. So I'm going to go for accuracy. I would like those missiles to be, what few missiles we can fire to be guaranteed to hit. We're going to have a size 6 missile. I am using, I believe, implosion fission warheads. Missile agility per MSB is 32. Using magnetoplasma engines, fuel efficiency, max power boost of 2.0. Desired range, let's say 100 million kilometers. I would like it to do 9 damage. Damage, by the way, should always be, that's going to be half the missile just in warhead. Let's even see if that's possible. Damage should always be in squares. So 4, 9, 16. Something about how the damage is calculated. A square value has the most armor penetration. So you always want it to be 4, 9. So can I get it to 9, or is that going to be... See, the numbers it's giving me are really bad. The missile that it wants to build at 3 would have only a 65% chance of hitting a ship traveling at 3 kilometers. So we're going to dial that down to 4 damage. Alright, this is much better. So I should use 3.2 missile size for my engine. So half the missile itself is going to be engine, which is quite large. Engine power modifier of 300%, right? Your engine power modifier is always twice what on missiles is always twice what it is on your actual engine. So an actual engine I could get to 200. So right now I could get a missile to 400. I'm going to use 300% engine power boost. 1 1 1/3 points of warhead. fuel capacity of 0.6225 and 0.8441 there we go. For agility, a size 6 missile with a range of 101 million kilometers, with a speed of 25,500 kilometers per second. It would take an hour to reach max distance, so we're probably not going to want to fire it at max distance. At a ship traveling at 1,000 kilometers a second, it would hit 3 times, 300%. At 3,000, it will hit 128%, and at 5,000, it'll hit 76%. Realistically, I'm not going to be able to get that number higher at my current level of tech. So we're going to have to hope that any ships that we engage in are not traveling too much faster than this, or we're not going to really be able to hit them realistically. And this is going to be the we do have a missile designer. It's going to be the Huskarl Arms. They didn't give me a name design, so this is going to be the, let's see, something Imperial. I don't know. I'm just going to name it after an animal. This is going to be the, I'm going to name it after birds. The Hawk anti-ship missile, and this is a size 6. And now we need a missile launcher. So many things have to be done just to create your first ship. It's quite annoying. This needs to be able to launch missiles of size 6. And it can launch, excuse me, it can launch a missile every 15 seconds. We also are going to need missile fire control. What was it, 100 million kilometers? So missile fire control should always be at least a little bit smaller. I'd like it to be able to pick up a 4,000 ton or larger ship. Your missile fire control should always be a missile fire control, first of all. Should always have a distance slightly larger than your missile. At the very least, it should be equal to, because if your missile can travel 100 million kilometers, but your ship can only target its target from 40 million kilometers, then your effective range for your missile is only 40 million kilometers, because past the other 60, useless. So this needs to be, it should also be at least a little bit larger, usually, because in case you have, the other ship has electronic countermeasures, they're going to decrease the range at which you can acquire missile lock. So in order to prevent it from going under your missile's maximum range, you want it to be 120-ish%. But again, if they have effective electronic countermeasures, we're already kind of screwed. So I'm not super worried about it. So I'm going to focus more on size. Fine, 75 tons. This is the Hawk ASM missile fire control, or just fire control. This is the Hawk anti-ship missile fire control. We also are going to need active search sensors, because fire control, while it can target a ship, it can't actually see them. They need to be two separate things. And this also needs to be large, at least as large or larger than my missile fire control, because I can't target a ship that I can't see. Ideally, this should be much larger, because I'd also like to see the ship coming way before it actually arrives. Might as well also make it 4,000. So, say it's going to be 800 tons, and it'll be able to see a ship from 170 million kilometers away, assuming it is 4,000 tons. A 1,000 ton ship, it would only be able to see 10 kilometers away. Think of it as like radar, a smaller vessel it's going to have a harder time picking up, like radar, so it will be much closer before it can see it. But at 4,000 tons, it will have 170 million kilometers. This is going to be the Leonidas search sensor, or grav array, because it is a gravitational sensor. I also need a magazine capable of carrying the missiles that it's going to shoot. Let's just call it a capacity 240 magazine. You can do the math if you want it to carry a specific amount of missiles, but I usually just try to, based off of size, and then if I have room, I can add another magazine. Honestly, later on, I think that's everything. There's no reason for a warship to have thermal sensors if active sensors are always going to be on. I don't think we have enough room to be able to give it defensive capabilities as well. So the name of it, I'm just going to have to give it armor. Let's return to our ship. So you need, what was it? 2 of, where are you? Right, I have to actually, that's a fire truck. I have to actually research all of those things. So someone jump on the drive. Someone jump on the missile. And also need someone to do the launcher and the magazine. Those shouldn't take long. Or maybe it will? Green Shipping Services has launched a new class colony ship. Maybe it will take? Why is that taking you oh my gosh, that is taking you a very long time. Whatever, that will be done January of next year. That will be done April next year. Wow, I didn't expect it to take so long to do that. Now, someone jump on that. It is so time-consuming just to create your first ship. Here, have a research lab. And you might as well grab any new ones just so that I don't keep getting yelled at by the game. It takes so long just to get a first ship going. Okay, once everything's done and designed and we've plugged it into the construction yard, I think we can call it a day. Someone's got that done. Is there anything left? I need the actual missile launcher. It's going to be the missile launcher. It's going to take until July, April. So we're looking at July 10th, 1031 will be when we can actually start designing the ship. And hopefully I can make it fit, because if I had to go back and redesign something, I'm going to be very mad. So July 1031, March, April, 8 left. I'll just give you those 8. Now we're looking at in May of 1031. Good. April. There's the drive. I have 19 left. How about Darnell Avogadro? You take those 19. You start working on fuel efficiency. Taking until 36. All right, May 18th. There we go. Size 6 missile launcher. Now we are good to actually build the Leonidas. So first of all, I'd like you to be out for deployment for, let's see, 3-year patrol at a time, I think is a good place to start. I'll increase that to 4 maybe if I can. You needed 2 of those engines. You also needed for fuel. Not a lot of fuel. All right, 80 billion kilometers is not bad. I'll probably have to increase that as I start adding things, but they just need to be able to patrol a system. They're not meant to go out and scout deep space. You need a... Oh, I did not research. The fire control or the grav array. So I'll cancel you real quick. Throw you on. Take those, you take that. And you know what? Whatever I have left, Darnell, you can take back to fuel consumption. Okay. September of 1032 to get the sensors. Ugh. This is so bad. Fire control. You 50% with 14. You can do it much better. So how about you, Ross? Grab me that grab array. Make you until February of 1032. That's not as bad. You can take the remaining fuel labs, or fuel labs, research labs. Wait until February. August, September, October, November, December, January, February. There we go. Now we're good. You need a active search array and a missile fire control. You also need missile launchers. Let's you launch every 15 seconds. So let's give you can launch, each one can launch 6 missiles every 15 seconds. If we do it in groups of 3, in order to meet the requirement of the build, that's 18 missiles every 15 seconds. Hopefully they can't shoot that. I can probably fit that, actually. So 30 missiles every 15 seconds. So hopefully they can't shoot that down. At this point, the name of the game is just overwhelming point defense. I don't have missiles capable of outrunning point defense, and they're not fast enough to get through point defense, so the only way is to send more than they can block. Let's see, I need that. I need a magazine. How many missiles could you hold in that magazine? Plus so 40 in the magazine, plus the 10 that it already has in the launchers. Another magazine could give you another 40. But that would be running very close to my limit, and I still don't have engineering or anything. So let's see, let's try to get that maintenance life down to something acceptable. Let's add some maintenance storage. Alright, it's over the limit. I can always increase the size of the shipyard, but I'd rather try to keep it at least thing. I also don't even have armor. Let's give you light armor. I am 800 tons over. Where can I lose 800 tons? I really can't. Each missile launch. If I drop down to 7 missiles, that's 21 missiles every 15 seconds. All right. So, we're looking at 3 armor. What if I put you out for 4 years? Okay. So 4-year deployment with a maintenance life of just over that. So that's going to be pushing things a little bit. Can I add in another... a little bit more engineering? Okay. 5 years, almost. 4-year deployment, lightly armored, relatively fast for a Navy ship at this level, just under 12,000 tons, capable of firing 7 missiles every 15 seconds, holding 47. So 40 in the magazine, and one in each of the 7 missile launchers. Am I missing anything? Armor, crew quarters, engineering, fuel. Yes, I would like a little bit more fuel because that's not going to get it very far. All right, looks like I'm dropping that and that down to 4 years. Adding in another... Nope. So I'm adding that in, removing that. 40 billion kilometers. That's not great. You know what? My tech is really not that good. Will that get it to the jump point? Oh, easily. 40 billion kilometers is more than enough to cover the whole system. Fine. 40 billion kilometers, maintenance life for 4 years. So maybe I should add back that engineering. Fine. 4.8 years, 44 billion kilometers, more than enough to cover the whole system. 7 missile launchers, missile fire control, carries 47 missiles, has a grav array at 170 million kilometers. I will tool for that and begin building. Tool for the Leonidas. And then in order to meet the 23,000, I will need to build 3 of them. I have 3 slipways, so... Oh, whoops. I did not realize that I was already using that. I should have built it to 25,000. Alright, so then instead what we're going to do is we're going to cancel you. We're going to quickly grab a new naval shipyard for the Leonidas. Alright, we're also going to design a jump stabilization station, and that will be it. In the next episode, we will actually do all these things. Because frankly, it takes way too much time to design things. I might start designing all this stuff off camera, just because we just spent the entire episode just designing stuff. So from now on, I might do it off camera, and to save time. You are a station. You do not need fuel. You just need that. And really, that's about it. Like, you don't need anything else. Just that. 50,000 tons. Sure. I'm going to name you. Let's see. It stabilizes jump points in order that we can transfer from system to system. Heimdall, the god responsible for Well, the Norse god responsible for managing the Bifrost, for those of you that have seen, or Bifrost, for those of you that prefer the Marvel pronunciation. I'm pretty sure that's not how you actually pronounce it, but whatever. Heimdall-class jump station, 50,000 tons. I'm going to, once that is built, we will order some of those. And I'm going to leave it here today. Again, kind of annoying that this whole episode was just designing ships. I might either start doing that off camera or start doing that in separate side episodes that don't count towards the whole series, that I'll just record randomly as the need comes up. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want it off camera? Do you want it on a separate video? Or are you okay with having entire episodes just dedicated to the designing of ships? I would guess it's not that last one, but I mean, if that's what you guys want to see, then I'm not going to argue. But it's probably going to be one of the first two. Let me know which one you would rather it be. And until next time, thank you for watching.